check this out, right? I've got this, right? Looks like a Linux desktop. Everything's all running, you know. Maybe a little latent, if that's a word to use here in that context. But yeah, as you can see, I'm on an iPad. Apple Pencil up here at the top. This is my desktop. I just got AnyDesk installed in here. I tried to get Chrome Remote Desktop to work on here once upon a time. I couldn't get that to work because I tried to install it through Brave, which is Chromium based, but it doesn't have the proprietary libraries that Chrome has. Therefore, Chrome Remote Desktop will not work through there. Now, my very dumb 16-year-old brain at the time could not understand that, so now I do. Now I see why it didn't work. And I've gotten something that does work. And honestly, I prefer a little bit more because I'm trying to move off of like Google services, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's pretty cool, not gonna lie. I'm glad that I finally got this to work and it's been seamless. Downloading it was a little bit hard. There's a video from somewhere near gamers about the government going after Roblox. But yeah, getting it to work was a bit difficult to download. XFCE package manager didn't want to work. It just like, I press like install and it just like goes away and does nothing. So now I'm chilling, right? I got everything working. I had to fiddle with the command line a little bit, as you can see right here, to download this package. But that was pretty easy. You know. That's something else. That's my video drivers that I was trying to get to work. But yeah, it was pretty easy. This is my first time really using Linux at my main desktop in ages. I did at one point on my original gaming laptop, which broke, which is why I'm using this desktop. But on my original gaming laptop, I did. And it just borked itself. No, it didn't actually. I'm tweaking. That was my other Debian install on my other laptop because I have many laptops. No, I had Pop! OS on there. It worked fine and all. It's just that it wasn't really the best for my hardware at the time. I had newer hardware, GTX 1660 Ti mobile, 10th Gen i7, which back in 2020 was, I can't believe how long that was ago. 2020 was very new. Okay. And I decided to move off of it. Pop! OS was a lot easier than Debian. So I'm kind of getting like acclimated with the command line a lot more than I ever did before. I've already learned a whole bunch of commands. I have Google Doc where I'm storing the stuff that I've learned. It's been chill, it's been fun, it's been real. I really like it so far. I'm not gonna lie, it feels good to be back on Linux. The only thing that sucks is that this PC specs are bad. I can't play games on it like I can with my gaming laptop. But it's fun, you know? Even solving all these problems, you know, my video drivers were just tweaking and not being nice to me. And I had a whole debacle with that, which I'll probably have to explain some other time. But yeah, you know, it was interesting. It was interesting. I'm really enjoying being back on Linux so far. And my plan was anyway, once that laptop, like I finally stopped using it, to go ahead and move over to Linux full time again. Preferably not Pop! OS, but it probably will be Pop! OS because I'll have to build a gaming desktop. And I need my video drivers to just work. You know, I don't need all this nonsense going on. I mean, to be honest with you, it won't be as hard as it was this time since I'm running an extremely old GT730 as my GPU on this, but still, you know, I prefer the streamlined capabilities of just being able to download the NVIDIA driver package and have my NVIDIA drivers work after a reboot. So, yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I like where this is going. Yeah, I have a lot of fun just fiddling around the command line. Debian's great, really stable. I don't know how I broke a Debian install. That's pretty impressive. I think that's a flex. I broke a Debian install by virtue of my laptop just sitting by itself for a while. Don't know how that happened because this desktop's been sitting dormant for over a year. And it worked. I just connected to the Wi-Fi and which I had to do the command line, and yeah, it was pretty straightforward, honestly. So, but yeah, I'm glad to be back on Linux full time, and I'm having a lot of fun. This remote desktop is going to come in handy whenever I'm at school or uni, my freaking classes. You know what I'm saying? This is my plan for the future. Whenever I get my better laptop and a better desktop. I'm back on Linux. We're so back. It was good to use this again and be on a good distro at that. Something where I get to, you know, like have the reins and the ropes and, you know, get some rocks thrown at me and learn some stuff. You know, it's not the most straightforward thing, but the good thing about Debian is that, you know, once you do learn that stuff and, you know, like you set stuff up, it stays like that. You know, it's like Arch Linux where you have to keep on like keeping up with it, which isn't even that bad. So as long as you keep it updated. You know, Debian, you can leave your desktop down in the cellar for about 1.5 years and it'll still work. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna quit yapping to this camera. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Is anybody actually still watching this, like, to this point? Dang, that's, wow. Buy me a beef patty, thanks. Bye-bye.